Whether it be two-wheel drive,
four-wheel drive,
or whatever you drive, I don't know tonight. This is your All-Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd, alongside Miss Kelly Boyd.
Hello.
And this is our final episode of the year, the final show of the year. Going to shut it down for a few weeks, Kelly, and come back 1st of January sometime there.
Take a little break for family.
Haven't decided yet on when in January we come back, but we're going to come back 1st of January, probably the second week of January there. But we will be back unless there's breaking news, of course, something like that. But what is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a fantastic Monday night. I'm tired. The weather's been dreary. It's just been nasty here in Middle Tennessee, and I've just kind of I've had enough of today, really. So that's where Grumpy Bear Dave is right now. So how's Kelly doing?
Yeah, Kelly's fine. Today I worked and heard the rain drop, and I went, "Oh no, is this what the whole rest of the week is going to be?" And
I want to know.
But it's kind of deceiving here in Middle Tennessee. I actually was talking with some coworkers today about it really doesn't feel like December. We can't believe that there's literally only 9 days till Christmas.
I know.
And it's like it just hasn't felt like Christmas this year. And I think part of it is because Middle Tennessee, we're literally 54 degrees today and rain instead of some of those that are getting the snow right now, and all of that. So it was good.
It's probably a lot like what in Michigan they deal with in August.
100%.
It's what we're feeling right
100%.
now.
This is like September, like mid-September weather in Michigan.
Yeah, but we are here. We are live. Allie is she's out of the office right now. She's working hard trying to pay for some pupper stuff, I guess. I don't know what Allie's doing, but
move the finish of the medal for the year, I'm sure.
That's right. But we are here and happy to be here, and we've got to say hi. It's been a minute that we've kind of said hi to everybody. And first off, Kelly, we've got Hypermotive Racing.
Thank you for the happy birthdays. It was yesterday. We had a good weekend.
We did have a good weekend.
Yeah, we did the Mill Creek over Overland, Nashville toy drive that benefited Vanderbilt Children's Hospital, which is a super special children's hospital here in Nashville area. For those of you that don't know, the hospital doesn't charge families to be there initially. Like a lot of hospitals say you have to pay in order for your child to come here. And Vanderbilt just says, let's take care of the kids. We'll figure out the rest later. And they have a lot of charitable companies that help with the finances for folks and for families.
Well, it's part of the Children's Miracle Network, which is St. Jude's, Vanderbilt, and a few others. But yeah, they if you can pay. Yeah. But they people that feel they can't afford it, and they need the life-saving medicines and stuff.
But they've got great care there and everything to go along with it. So that was the benefit this weekend.
But this was us at Mill Creek Brewery, and having a beer. We collected a bunch of toys, or helped collect a bunch of toys. That was our friend Jim Bob. With Nashville Overland and Albert, who were wearing his shirts tonight.
Yes, Mill Creek.
Yeah, Mill Creek we're wearing. And Kelly, what does your shirt say?
Mine actually says make truck go over rock. Yeah. And there was another one, I can't remember what the name was on the other one. That was my first choice. But then I looked at this one and I went, no. That's the shirt I need. So we bought us a Mill Creek shirt. And does yours say something on the back of it?
It's their logo.
It's just their logo on the front. So I have the logo on the back of mine as well. And mine says make truck go over rock. So I feel like sometimes that's kind of fitting because that's all you want to do is just make the truck go over rock.
But Rob says happy birthday, Kelly. Alcione Ford. Alcione. They wish you a happy birthday. We've got celebrities in the house tonight. We got a Ford video guy with Long MacArthur Ford. Tim is in the house. We got our favorite caddy down there, Jack Evans. Who else we got going on here? Rob Hallmark is in the house. Same here in Little Rock. Yeah, it's just been rainy and nasty here. What's this going on here, Kelly?
Jonathan Fold says Northern Michigan has 4 foot of snow.
Yeah.
I will have to say I would like some news, or I would like some snow down here. But I don't want 4 feet of it because 4 feet, we're going to be shut down for weeks.
Yeah, no, we'll get a dusting in January and that'll be about it. But it was probably the past couple of years enough to play in. Yeah. We had a good day or two.
And then of course I work from home and everybody else is out of school and out of work and I get to watch everybody play.
Well, you could tell your boss, say, look, man, you know how dangerous it is from the bedroom to the office? There's snow.
There have been jokes about not being able to make it to work in the morning because the cat is in my way. The traffic is terrible. So I mean, there have been
power's out. There's power lines all over the kitchen. But yeah. Thanks, Zachary. Hell yeah, new stream.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see. Yeah, you can keep yours still in Michigan. I agree. It was 65 degrees in Little Rock today. Yeah, it was about 58 here. It was nice, except for it was windy.
Yeah.
And anything I was working on outside, I had to like do the old stretch, and chubby belly kept popping out, and I was like, hey, look, Thanksgiving belly.
You weren't wearing your longer shirts.
Yeah, Thanksgiving belly got to go away soon. But let's see. Valley Dude is in the house.
Hello,
What
hello.
is up, buddy?
And thank you for the happy birthday wishes as well.
And then Miss Unbridled Bronco
Yes,
herself.
we actually spent time with Unbridled Bronco and ATAT Bronco as well on Saturday. I know you were kind of getting to our adventures from Saturday there.
They were stalking us.
Yeah, we started at Mill Creek, did the toy drive for a little while, and then we headed some back roads.
Yeah,
and
this is US 31A.
Shots. Yep.
And it's like old Nashville. It's an old road from Alabama to Nashville. It's a fun little ride there,
and it's super fun that we still have those kind of roads. Even as much growth as there's been in our area, there's still some of these fun back roads that you can take to get places.
Yeah, but we went somewhere special, Kelly.
We did.
We went over to Nearest Green Distilleries for Uncle Nearest whiskey, Tennessee whiskey.
We did, and we ended up
purchasing.
Jess and Dave did the tasting because Mark and I are vodka people, and Jess and Dave actually liked the same bottle of bourbon or whiskey. I'm sorry, whiskey, and they both bought themselves a bottle. And then we ended up in the Humble Baron, which is their on-site bar and food, and it is actually the world's longest bar there. And it was actually really cool to see how they did it.
Yeah. Douglas, you're going to stick around, buddy. We'll get some Patreon stuff we're going to do. But yeah, I wish I could make Patreon members some sort of something.
I know if we could override it or something.
I could if we went to the old school way of doing it, the way I did the actual production back in the day. I can make those that way, but this is an easier, unfortunately, way to stream. But yeah,
but just know that you were super appreciated.
Yes, you were definitely appreciated. But everybody in the house, it was nice that you can see here, Uncle or the Nearest Greenery Distilleries. They gave us a little shout out there, which was.
And we actually, somebody told me, or somebody sent me a screenshot that we were actually shouted out in their reels. So that was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. And then we ended up the night. I'll show this real quick. We ended up the night with a nice Christmas tree shot there. So, and I see Alcione Ford shared this and said, "Don't you wish you had a Bronco under the tree?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, that is pretty good." And we do have a Bronco under the tree.
We do.
So that was our weekend. Nothing too crazy. Right now, like the way the weather is so nasty and muddy.
Yeah.
I washed our Raptor. It was so dirty, and we were going to this toy drive, and I was like, I can't. It's an overlandy off-road truck thing. I mean, I could have went with a dirty truck, but had a lot of people want to check it out. And I was like, okay, I'll wash it. And then it rained that night, and then it's been raining ever since. And which is the luck when you wash things.
Of course it is. Well, and I do have to shout out to any of our Bronco friends out there, because we actually ran into quite a few friends that we know from like the Nissan world or different brands. And I actually had one guy go, "So how do you like it compared to the Xterra?" And I was like, "It's night and day. Like it's night and day different." I said, "This is how it comes off the lot." And he said, "What?
Yeah.
You haven't done anything to this?" And I said, "No, we haven't done anything to it. This is stock.
Few car payments,
but that's it." But our previous Bronco, I told him, I said, we did a little bit of a lift on it, but we still like stupid capable where I can get 35s from the factory. Couldn't even touch that. Like the top I could do in the Xterra was a 33, and I still had to do a melt mod on it. So,
but it was nice seeing some of the stuff where we came from. Some
100%.
The Xterras and stuff. Maybe if I can convince Miss Tightwad over here with the wallet that I can buy me an old Xterra or something to have fun with and beat up down the road. Maybe. No, she's giving me the stink eye. There's no Xterras coming. But that is what it is. No real big news this week, Kelly. No. This is the industry shuts down from now to the first of the year. It's pretty much shut down. All the headquarters, people are in and out, but they really don't do anything. We do have
mostly Christmas parties right now.
We do have first of the year. We've got CES coming up, which we will not be in Vegas for. Then we have the Detroit Auto Show, which we come to find out we will not be at because I don't know what's going the hell on with the Detroit Auto Show.
Yeah.
Like, when you were a kid, this was this. I mean, I've known of the auto show since I was in the 80s when I was a little kid, 11 cars.
Yeah.
That was the Super Bowl. That was the one. It was either that or the Geneva Auto Show. Those were the ones you as like the Geneva was supercars. I kidding.
Well, of course.
And then the US version was Detroit. And then I always thought of all the others of lesser, but now it just seems like whoever's running Detroit, I don't know what they're doing.
Well, and for those that don't know, the whole reason Dave says that too, in addition to kind of what's going on with it, is that the changes and things over the years. But the big thing is for us as press, which is what we go for, and here's what I'll preface this with, is that it's super important for us to be able to go in before the public is in there, not for us to get content before everybody else, but because people don't pay attention to when you're trying to shoot content. And it literally, when we could get 6 cars in a day shot, maybe even more, if you start adding people into that, like non-press people, you end up getting 3 cars if you're lucky, because everybody stands in your shot and things like that. So the way that the Detroit Auto Show has done it this year is they've only give 5 hours on Friday.
Yeah, it's basically you pick up your badges and whatever time you can squeeze in until they shut it down.
Yeah, so there's like 5 hours on Friday, and then it pushes to the Wednesday before the press day opens again. And so it's like, for those of us coming in from out of town, we can't stay all weekend and do that and then miss work on Monday and Tuesday as well, and then turn over the Wednesday.
Yeah, if this was completely full time, but there's still got to be return on investment.
Yeah.
And Chicago Auto Show is just starting to pay off for us. The Detroit, the way they wanted right before COVID, they announced, we're going to do it in the fall or in the summer. It'll be nice because we can do some outside things, which was sounded cool until they then COVID kind of messed all that up, and then they just could never. It seems like Ford was the only thing to have anything like really big announcements. Mustang and a couple other things they did there, but that's not enough return on investment for me. But then you add the winter, it being January again, which is the proper date for it, and then they do that to us. So as far as the dates, I'm just like, it's not enough time. The flights up, even if we booked right now, you're still a couple $100 a person. It's just
well, and then you're paying for a hotel and things like that for several days. So
it's not like we don't know anybody in Detroit,
right? Like we could totally stay up there, but unfortunately, with Dave's job, his day job, he cannot take that much time off.
Which I've gotten a somewhat promotion, which is
so his job has changed a little bit. So definitely. But that being said, I don't think that there's not going to be something dropped in Detroit, because I feel like there might be something dropped. I don't know.
I haven't gotten anything. Sometimes we'll get the, hey, here's a week out or whatever, or a couple weeks out. Here's what's going to be there, committed to be there. But no, I know Jeep is coming back to the auto shows from what I've heard. So that's good news. Of course, they were at the LA Auto Show doing all that Camp Jeep stuff. But past that'd be nice to see them back there. But I don't know what they really have. I do expect it sometime, maybe middle to later the year, we get to see the next generation Wrangler. It's due. It would be smart now too, with the company's kind of tanking as a whole. It might be smart to let's get some good press out there. Of course, there's been some shakeups. We did see we talked a little bit last week. The former CEO of Ram is back 7 months out, and he couldn't stand it. He had to come back, but maybe he's part of the problem. So I don't know if.
Wow.
No, but if you think about it,
he's only been gone than you were saying last week.
I know, but you start thinking about it. He was only gone for 7 months. Everything in motion right now was probably he signed off on. So
well, and that's the thing that people don't know. And I've been in the corporate world long enough to realize that once leaders drop something on you, there's already been 6 months in works. Prior to that. So I can definitely see that point of it where, that's possible. They are telling you to drink more. Just so you know.
I saw that. I did see that.
So, there's definitely, there's been some irons in the fire, and that him coming back has probably not been a quick overnight decision either. So that being said, there's probably some of that as well. And I don't think he's Houdain.
I know he's going for Buckeyes.
He's doing the other one.
I'm making sure Ohio's covered. Hey, speaking of which, what happened to the Lions last night?
I don't know. I don't watch football like that.
They got beat.
Did they?
Yeah. They're I think 3 losses now.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I mean, like they're actually good.
Well, but I mean 3 in a row or just 3
just 3 total.
Oh.
Douglas players said they lost, but I think that could be the Super Bowl. I really do. The the Bills and
Is that who
Lions.
played each other last night?
It was a really good game, high scoring game. And my Bengals came into Tennessee and won, so I'm kind of happy about that. And it was your birthday. We got to celebrate a little bit of your birthday. We don't do anything. We don't do anything too crazy.
No. Like we said, we spent time with Mark and Jess on Saturday. We also spent time with our friends Kelly and Jim, good friends of ours as well.
Which I've got to get them on a show sometime.
Yeah,
because they're
fun.
They're the stories
so funny.
The stories that you would hear about me might be funny.
Yeah, we might need to filter them ahead of time though.
Yeah,
I don't know. But then we also spent time with Richard Griffey with Oz Forward Drive.
Oz Forward Drive. Brought me some something from Australia.
Rum.
Yeah, so was it rum?
Yeah.
But yeah, I greatly appreciate it. And then what about your new vodka? Mark brought you some new vodka.
Yeah, so Mark and Jess brought me some new vodka.
What's it called?
It is Reka. It is.
Sounds like headphones.
From Iceland. And
so it's cold, right?
So Mark has this, if you're new to the show, you haven't heard the story before, but you will hear it lots before. Mark has this way of coming into our life with things and making us have to have whatever it is.
Great salesman.
They're both on the same. Dave and him are like two peas in a pod when it comes to that. So Mark was like, Mark and I are vodka people. And then Jess and Dave are bourbon, whiskey. And Mark was like, you might like this, or I like this more than Tito's. And Mark, it's the first time I'm having it, and I might like it more than Tito's. It's smoother. I don't know. So I've got this with a cranberry ginger ale, 0 sugar something, and it's actually very good. So that's my holiday drink for the evening, and yours is just straight up.
Just Blanton's with some ice.
Straight up Blanton's.
Yeah, I need a little more color in there.
Yeah, that's it.
This was from 2001. Honest, who's in the chat sometimes, bought me this, sent it to me. Back in 21, I had a bunch of people sending me
back
whiskeys,
in his day.
But it was nice in 20, like they were sending me all kinds of whiskeys, and Honest sent me that, which was very nice. And I didn't open it because it's not the cheapest, and Blanton's is hard to find. And then he sent me this little thing and said, damn it, now drink the other, because I just sent you one that you can hold on to. I was like, sorry, sir.
And at first he was like, I don't know about Blanton's, but now this snobby person here.
Yeah. Laura, where you been? A name, I'm assuming, for the Bronco?
Right?
Yeah, we've came up with a name. You're going to have to go back about 5 live streams.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. So good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been our weekend. As far as, like I said, there's not been a ton of news to discuss this week. So what I thought we'd do, Kelly, we start in January a little bit. Well, actually, we'll start at the end of December. That'll be 365.
Yep.
I just wanted to kind of talk about our year and where we've been. I did see some people asking about predictions. One of my predictions I just said a minute ago. I think we'll see at least a concept of what the new Wrangler could be. I think that they need to get that out ASAP.
I think it would be smart with the popularity of the Bronco that they need to come up with something to bring it out and try to compete.
Yeah, they've got the new Recons coming out, so that their EV, I don't know what the hell it's like the Cherokee replacement, but electric. But the doors come off. That's kind of interesting from Jeep. Bronco, we just saw the refresh of a mild refresh of 25. We got rear heat in the back and AC. That's cool. New digital cluster,
which I wish we had, and our kid wishes we had.
Yeah. Well, we'll get there one day. Yeah. We'll make our way through the 26 or 7. How about that? But yeah, so as far as fun off-road, we do have 4Runner press drives are in January coming up. I've not got the invite to that one. I've reached out to be like, hey,
our contacts.
And they're like, Dave, we might be full. I was like,
yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
But I do hope to drive that vehicle really soon. We're supposed to have the new Nissan Frontier show up for a press loan in January, and maybe the new Armada's coming in, so that'll be nice.
Which honestly, I'm super excited for the Armada because
they're doing press drives this week. So in College Station, they're doing press drives literally in our backyard. And why Nissan hasn't offered us the deal on that one, I don't know, but it is what it is. We'll eventually drive them.
But I'm actually super excited about the Armada because we saw it at the Texas State Fair, and I was very impressed with the walk around on that. So I'm pretty impressed to get to spend a week with it, or excited, I should say.
When are you going to off rodeo?
I don't know.
Yeah, that we don't know when that one just said. That's too far into 25.
Yeah, but we do have to plan it accordingly.
Yeah, I know one thing. I will not be going to that. So that
Yeah.
might be Kelly trips of some sort. But I want to we're going to start the year off right, and we're going to start it off cold, and we're going to go to Kelly. This is how we ended last year.
Yeah.
Right around this time, we actually did get some snow here in Middle Tennessee, and we took Rebecca out and her last little snow ride with us.
Yeah.
Little did we know at the time, we didn't realize that we were getting rid of it thanks to Alcione Ford and their shrewd negotiating. But we put it up for sale, or we did sell it in the end. We'll get to that a little bit, but we put the old top back like we like to do, and we trolled the Jeep dealership once again.
Which will be very interesting in the hardtop because it's not as easy to just put it back. We'll have to actually take it off. Like,
yeah, that might be different.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we we get a lot of funny looks when we do this. It's always fun. Our first live stream, probably me and you ever did together, I think was with the top off.
Yeah, and we did not plan accordingly with it.
I did. You didn't.
We all in total did not plan accordingly for it.
Yeah. What's going on, Bryce? But the kiddo went with us on this one and froze her ass off. We told her dress warm.
She was not happy about it.
Oh, I'm gonna dress as warm as well. I told you didn't dress.
And we had to stop and get her hot chocolate and all the things because she was frozen.
Yeah, but that was fun because, well, for one, I do like to do goofy things like that, and I would do that whether I was on a live stream or not. I would probably be doing that. So
Cincy Cycles says, for the money, regular Buffalo Trace is incredibly hard to beat. He's actually started to kind of like Buffalo Trace.
Well, I've liked it for a while. I go through. I have like 30 bottles right now that I'm kind of working through. So
thanks to Unbridled Bronco, there's an app for that to keep up with what you have in your inventory.
Almost $1,400.
Yeah, you don't want to like if you don't want to know how much you've spent on booze or have in your collection, don't get that app. But
but there is an app for that. But we started out last year, so we had your Bronco, and we had the Mustang. We got the Mustang late in the fall. Really, when the weather's snowy like that, the Mustang's she's not coming out of the driveway. And
yeah, we got her in September.
So in that we had the Ranger Raptor on order, Kelly, and I was bugging the piss out of everybody. I was covering that car like crazy, scooping up any news I could find out about it, any of my insider info I could find out about it. And we had a blast just waiting, honestly, just kind of waiting for that vehicle. It kind of brought back the fun of the Bronco a little bit. Just kind of like, ooh, this is going to be a fun one. And boy, is this a fun one. And I saw there's 3 of them at our local Ford dealership. And
really?
There is a shelter green there. And I was like, damn it, don't look at me.
Step away.
Stop looking at me.
Nope.
But I chose the Nissan Frontier last year as my mid-size truck of the year. And why I did that was just based on price. You can get a Pro 4X for in the 40s, easily in the 40s, where this one's 57. Of course, this is a night versus the Nissan is 9-day different.
Oh, for sure.
But I chose it based on value, which I said in that video. But when we got this truck, when I flew to Detroit to get this truck, what a blast that was. But yeah, we kept just kind of waiting for my dream truck to show up. And I get questioned quite a bit, like, if it was your dream truck, why did you get rid of it? And part of the reason is, unfortunately, we don't get to hold on to everything that we want, and which sucks for me, but is what it is. And I got to experience it. Would I own that truck? 100%. I would own that truck. I would own that for the next 5-6 years if I could. But unfortunately for us, we're not super wealthy and can do that. But which leads me to right before
maximize that over there before you do anything.
Right before Supercell. And you're going to be up.
Sorry.
I know. Right before Supercell, I was being real sneaky. I was just posting pictures like this, and people are like, "What is he doing?" And if you guys don't know, if you follow my Instagram or any of our social medias, I do every once in a while give hints about, "Hey, I'm going somewhere. There's a reason for it. I'm not going to say." And it was because Kelly, like literally the week before Supercell, the truck came in, and I was
But what you're not telling is that I knew before you did.
Oh, yes. You girls did have that little secret going on. So what was that about?
So Allie texted me and she said, would you kill me if Dave had to fly up here and get his car or get his truck right before Supercell? And I said, no.
Well, because I knew the truck was built. I got to sneakily go into the plant when it was being built, and got to just talk with some Ford employees. Really, it was a good experience.
Yeah.
I've been in Nissan plants and stuff, but I've never been in a Ford plant. So it was a good experience to see how Ford does things, and it is quite different. I will say each manufacturer is quite different on how they do things.
Yeah, so
but I knew it was built,
he
and it kept like everybody. If you're from the Ranger stuff that I was doing, they always say like, that production, it's in production, but like it's been in production for a month,
and it could sit on the lot. You don't know,
Yeah.
or it could be, oh, it's stuck up in inspection. There's different things. So yeah, he didn't know, and Allie told me, and I think I videoed it, and we never could use it because it wasn't. It was just he was way too excited. I think
we came back from the ball field.
Yeah, it was
and I was walking to the steps, and she goes, so, and anytime Kelly goes, so, I'm like, oh Christ, what is going on? Something's wrong. The kiddo is done something that I'm going to probably flip out about, or it just never goes well. And she goes, so
what would you say if I said you had to fly to Detroit on Sunday? And he said, what? And I said, fly to Detroit on Sunday and pick up your Ranger. And you were like, are you kidding me? And I was like, no, not kidding you. And so I had actually looked into flights and everything. I almost booked the flight for you, but I was like, no, I better check with him, make sure he's good, even though we always fly Southwest. So it's like rebookable, but
we were planning Supercell. And we had to pack.
And this happens in our life. Any big trip we're getting ready to go on to that there has to be a lot of moving parts. There's always something like major that happens right before it.
But yeah, so I flew up there. This shot was probably about 1 a.m. It was around 1 a.m. when this was my first startup of this thing. I'm very excited by this, and Allie's having a blast with it. She picked me up from the airport, which is always nice, even though we're friends with Allie. Like, always nice when a dealership's like, we got you.
Yeah.
But the paperwork, which was nice, was all done over the web, so that was easy to do.
Yeah, we signed all of it the day before, and it was ready to go. So literally all they had to do is she picked him up from the airport. They drove to the dealer, picked up the truck, and then off Dave went.
Yeah, and I had one stipulation: do not clean this bastard up, because part of the fun of this is this one is a whole special case because this is my dream truck. But part of it is for the channel. We like to unwrap it. It's just fun. And every time we tell the dealerships this, they F it up, and no, we had to do it. And you're like, no.
Except for Brighton. Brighton didn't let us unpack it.
The Mustang was cleaned up, but we told her on the Mustang.
Oh yeah, we told her the Mustang was fine. But they were gonna hold on to it. So this one was fully. Yes, and Maya picked you up.
Yep, and Maya. And Maya had to give me all the loves, and then was mad that I was in her seat.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I had that head on my shoulder, like, that's my seat, buddy, right?
Buddy, that's mine.
But got to ride in Bucky one last time, so that was nice. But yeah, no, this was incredible. For Allie and Kelly to set this up was great. Once again, I mean, the dealership's way closed.
Oh yeah.
And I hand Allie a check for the down payment and was like, I gotta go. And I literally called Kelly and was like, okay, I got the truck. And I mean, we'd been in, it's not like I didn't know the vehicle.
Well, and the truck was already added to Ford Pass and everything too.
But we knew the vehicle because we'd done the press launch of this thing. So I had a good idea of it. But when you're super tired, because I'd been up since 5 a.m. the day before, flew up there, the excitement, the adrenaline builds, and then it comes off. You're like, oh, no energy. I'm like 4 monsters. Like, I got to drink all the Monster.
Which Monster doesn't do jack to him?
And I got to Toledo, which isn't that far away, 100 miles maybe.
Well, and I talked to him a lot about it. I was like, where do you need me to book you a hotel? And he's like, wait till we get closer.
Yeah. And Allie's like, she got home at 2 and left for Supercell.
Yeah.
I literally from the dealership started going to Supercell. But I will say the one cool thing about the Ranger that I would have never liked unless this trip was the cruise control.
The adaptive
cruise control in this. And I told Kelly, it's like, it probably saved my life because
100%.
I was falling asleep driving this vehicle and I had a long way to go. Which he
wasn't going to drive all the way to Tennessee.
No, but I was trying to make as far as possible. And literally I was like, holy crap, this truck's keeping me where I'm supposed to be. And I fell in love with that technology ever since. Now, the one thing I wish they would let you get a little closer to the vehicle in front of you so people don't cut you off.
Yeah.
Because when people cut you off, all of a sudden the truck's like, emergency braking.
Yeah, it freaks out and it says pre-collision assist to it.
But past that, it was a great experience. I ended up staying, I think, in Toledo-ish area and got up and
just a little south of it.
hauled ass all the way to Townsend, Tennessee the next day.
And then he beat me there.
I did, which was, nice.
And I'm only 2.5. We're only 2.5 hours away, or maybe 3. But I had to work on Tuesday.
No, that was fun. And the worst part about that was, we like to do these videos where we launch like we do an introduction to that, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
Because the truck made its debut at Supercell.
Yeah, so you couldn't even tell everybody.
Yeah, and it was like, well, oh, you got your truck, huh? And it was like, well, yeah, I got the truck, but here you can see Maya was very happy for me, as you can see right here. Special thank you to Brighton's been Allie, of course, has been super kind to us, but Brighton especially. We were the first one to get a truck from them. One of the first ones in the country to get that truck. They don't know me.
One of the first Mustangs too.
Yeah, they don't know me from a hill of beans, and they've been super nice to the channel. And of course, we're always going to repay that with kindness and tell everybody if you want to Ford, it's worth a flight. It really was
100%.
It's always been worth the flight to go up there and buy from them.
Yeah, and it's all done. Literally, it was all done with this truck. That was a little bit of concern we had. It was like, hey, how fast can we get out? Because you're going after hours and all the things. And literally it was all done before we got there. Oh, yeah. So we did all the digitals before. And so the Mustang was supposed to be gone before this one, but it came so quickly that it did not happen, or it did not leave prior to that. So that's a whole nother story.
We're gonna get to that pain in the butt story, but made my way to there's a load in for Supercell. I got to see Alan and everybody was there getting ready to load up, which was nice. Waiting on Kelly's trailer because you were pulling
I had to pull it. Yep.
But star of the show, I will say by far. I mean, obviously it's a Bronco show. Broncos are a star, but people made their way. I had people running.
Yeah.
Remember the guy that ran across the field?
Yeah, because you were just moving it or something.
Yeah, he thought I was leaving
the truck, thought you were leaving.
Yeah, I was like, no, dude. No. And let people, like we always do, let people get in it. You want to start it here at Rev, do whatever. Like, it's a vehicle. It's nothing like.
Yeah, because it was one of the first, or it was the first that a lot of people had seen, but it was one of the first really to be on ground and not owned by a dealer.
Yes.
Showing up places.
Yes. But,
so yes, we do typically ceramic coat our vehicles. We didn't get to that on the Ranger Raptor, and we have not gotten to the Raptor yet on it.
Yeah, the Raptor's come. We have something special we're trying to get done for the Raptor for Supercell. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the credit card says yes. But
hi Tracy, I'm glad to hear you're doing well with your knee replacement or your knee surgery.
That's right.
I don't know if it was replacement or just surgery, but
they got to go out and do a little off-roading.
Yeah, they've done a whole lot of living in the last 2 years since we met them.
I know, man. We get our careers taken off here, and we don't get to do things, and all of our friends get to do
all the
fun things. Let's see what else we got going on. So, obviously, when you get a vehicle like this, I had to do the introduction video, which was we had to do all the fun photo shoots with it. Green, love the green.
Yeah,
it's just. Shelter green's great.
I was much more impressed with it than I thought I was going to be, because when he told me ahead of time, it was like, oh, this new color is coming out. No, we had seen it at Raptor school or Ranger school,
which was the year before.
Which was like the May of 23, and we had seen it there. But leading up to that, he kind of had rumblings that this green color was coming, and I was like, we're not doing green. Like, that is so dumb. But then we saw it in person and it was quite impressive. And then we saw it on this and it was very good.
But the one bummer about it is not a great photogenic color.
No,
it does not photograph super well. So that was kind of a bummer for it. But overall, the experience of that vehicle was very nice. One little quirk, a couple little quirks there that I would like to have changed. But overall, the vehicle traded us super, super nice. And it's fast, Kelly. You know how I know it's fast? Do you want to know how I know it's fast? Here, look.
Yeah.
The plastics are still in the seat. Our daughter took a softball with sunglasses on to the face. I'm not going to show the rest.
No.
But Yeah, I'm going as fast as possible.
100%. I'm sitting in the back seat behind the driver's seat, and she's on the plastic passenger seat. And it was good that we still had the plastic there because guess what? It protected the seat. But yeah, it goes fast, and it definitely got us to urgent care a lot faster than some other vehicles would be able to pass.
Yeah,
others.
and on the back roads here in Tennessee, I was like, oh yeah.
Yes, Allie. We cannot forget about Jordan Parker's sweat on the truck, as well as all the stickers that he made sure that were on the truck during his adventures in it as well.
I don't think I have any of the photos anymore of Jordan abusing my vehicle. But yes, I did get the Jordan treatment there. Next up, Kelly, last year we who it's only a proper
See, we should have done that yesterday. You wouldn't let me.
We put an Icon lift on your. I bought it on a Christmas Day sale, and our friends over at
Mill Creek
Automotive / Overland, they installed it for us, and of course they have an RTI ramp there, and they were doing all the fun stuff with it. And I said, whatever you guys need to do, have fun with it. And he sent some photos over like this. And this at the Christmas deal, they always have a competition who can go further, and it's a dick measuring competition.
He wouldn't let me measure my dick.
I have zero interest in doing that, but Kelly wanted to run her Bronco up the Raptor up that. And I was like, well, we were about to leave too. That was the problem. No, it was the problem. Trust me.
Jess can jump in on this. She knows. He pretty much said no. Couldn't do it. Wasn't fun.
Because you're not going to compete with the Jeep guys.
It doesn't matter. I wanted to do it. I've never done it before. It would have been fun. What's it matter? Jeez. See, she knows. She's laughing. She gets it.
Hush. But yeah, so this was unfortunately this was right before Supercell, wasn't it? That we got this done. So yeah,
yes, because it was actually a big push to get it done.
Which that was part of our part of the will we get it done in time? But yeah, our spring was pretty good. We kind of quiet. We did the Chicago Auto Show, had a lot of fun with that. Was a good year for Chicago. We had all the new midsize trucks were there.
Yep.
We got to do a walk around of the new Tacoma and the TRD Pro.
Yep.
Which we saw was just beat to piss at the auto show, which was kind of strange. The new Raptor in the blue color that our buddy
the azure blue.
Our buddy from Louisiana bought. I'm blanking on his name at the moment.
Kevin P.
There you go. Yes, Mr. Kevin P. Got that in that blue color, and he was like, he texted us and was like, "I'm so happy you did that because that's the color. That's exactly my spec." So anytime you guys see stuff like that too, let us know. Auto show.
Yeah, and then we ended up going to in May. We actually ended up going to Palm Springs, and we got to do Raptor Valley.
Oh yeah, I think those photos are coming up.
I don't see those.
Well, you'll have to get there.
Well, you're too far. This is May. Oh, there we are. Sorry, I'm early.
Give me
my bad.
Give me
my bad. I'm jumping ahead. My bad.
That's right. Now we here we go. We can add this to it. We the cat skin seats that we had for over a year, we finally got installed in it
right before Supercell.
Yeah, and a big plus on that for the Bronco. What did you think of those?
Oh, those are a huge upgrade. If you are even thinking about upgrading your seat covers to cat skin, do it.
Have them
professionally installed. We did the highest level vinyl, which is animal safe. It's like waterproof.
Well, this
is
all
leather.
The things. They're leather on the outside,
but it's MGV. It's heavy duty MGV in the seating part.
So all of the outside, Kelly,
is I know that
leather, and then the inside is
that's what I'm saying. So it's heavy duty MGV in the middle, like way better than factory. You get to personalize it. This was completely personalized. We did it all, the personalization of it, and high recommended. You can actually get heated and cooled seats if you don't already have heated seats in your vehicle. You can actually get that as part of an add-on with cat skin as well. So definitely take a look at cat skin and tell them Altera Nation sent you. Won't get a kickback, but they at least know that you were paying attention.
That is right. And then as you were trying to tell us earlier, it's up here. We went to Palm Springs. and we went out for the new Ford Tremor.
Yep.
We got to do some time. Well, we did time into multiple things. We got to drive the new Blue Cruise.
We did.
The updated Blue Cruise,
which I was very impressed with.
Which we didn't get to drop a video on that, just because we were with it, and then all of a sudden got into heavy traffic.
And then you told me the content I did, Ford said no.
Well, we just didn't have enough.
See, run it back, guys. He told me Ford said no.
Yes, but this is we're going over Phoenix right here, Kelly. And who lives in Phoenix? Who would we say hi to?
We would say hi to Jody and Steve P.
I don't know if Jody was there yet, but definitely Steve P.
That's right. Jody wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, Steve P is in Phoenix.
And we're literally waving out the window.
We are. We're waving.
Yeah, but we made our way to Palm Springs, which fun was. I've never been to Palm Springs.
And it was super cool airport. If you've never been to Palm Springs, it's super fun because literally you get off the plane, you walk out doors, and then you're outside.
Yeah.
And you literally, if you've never been in the desert like that, which I've not truly been in the desert like that, literally the desert says, oh, wait, there's moisture. And it sucks all the moisture out. Like your lips go dry, your hands go dry, everything goes dry like immediately as soon as it hits.
Yeah, no, but this is right. We were about to land, and we ended up going. We did some driving in town there, which was funny because Mazda had an event going on at the same time.
They did.
Our friends with GT Garage were over there.
Yep.
And it's like the hotel across the road.
It was right next door.
Yeah, very strange. But we got to see Mike Levine and everybody in this and all of our truck connections with Ford. And Kelly finds out that you're like Kevin Bacon with our truck rep.
Yeah, so I actually went to high school with her cousin, who is a good friend, or who is a very good friend of hers. They do a lot of fun things together as family, and it was just kind of funny that we just kind of found that out in conversations and had no idea. So it was just kind of funny, the small 6 degrees of separation that you have with people.
But if you've ever curious what these press,
he lost his bone.
But if you're ever curious what these press events are like, they bring us out in groups, and we were with Tim Estradal, and Sean Holmes and Sue Mead. A bunch of good. We had a good group.
We did. We had a lot of really great people with us.
But they had a nice covered area. We're sitting here where they do the little walk around spiels about all the vehicles and stuff. Then they fill you full of booze and good
food.
Good food.
Yep.
And then we had to do a selfie at the hotel.
I made him take this picture, by the way.
She did. I not that I was grumpy. I just was. You were like,
he just doesn't think of those things.
Yeah, I'm in business mode here.
Because here's the thing. Here's what y'all don't know is that even though we're married and we have marital nation here, sometimes he forgets that we're married sometimes on these trips, and that we should take advantage of like getting some cool pictures or like enjoying the fact that we're on a trip together, because he literally is in business mode. Like, so it's kind of funny from that perspective.
Yeah, but your first time I've been out in the deserts before off-roading, but your first time getting to experience the high desert. What did you think of driving trucks in a different? I mean, we're talking about. So here we are with the Tremor. Kelly, this is just. I mean, it's not like it's the worst thing you've ever drove. But it's different.
No, it's definitely not the worst I've ever driven by any means, but it's definitely different, and it's different technically in a truck versus an SUV as well. And full transparency, I've never really liked off-roading in a truck because I just don't tend to care about the lack of weight in the back of the truck when you're going over things. I feel more grounded in SUVs and things like that. But I was very impressed with the Tremor F-150 or the F-150 Tremor. Because it actually kind of held its ground and it did what it's supposed to.
You know, there's traits of Raptor in it. You know, you see the rear bumper there, you can kind of see the traits of it a little bit. But the version we had was the 3.5. I still had my heart set on getting the 5-liter V8, and we got the 3.5. And I will say, after driving it, was very impressed with that engine off-road.
Yeah, absolutely.
I took this photo though because there's a red Raptor Ranger Raptor in front of me
that was running,
and then Mike Levine had his there, and I was telling all the Ford people, I was like, well, can I just drive that? Because I want to drive that out here. And when you see in a minute where we were at, like, this was the fun, like, camping. This is where they go camping a lot area.
Yeah.
But we ended up going to Johnson Valley.
Before we go there, I did the best donut of the day around the fire. fire
Yeah, there was
pit that they had to do a donut around. And the guy actually told me, he's like, you're the only one that actually got into it around that fire pit. I said, well, I have a Bronco and I have this.
Oh, because it has that same.
Because it has the trail turn assist in it as well. And I told him, I said, well, I have a Bronco. So he's like, that makes sense. But
yeah. And here's Grumpy Tim. Tim was like, give me the truck. Let me do my stories.
Shut up.
And we're like, Tim, you got to go off road. You just got to enjoy this.
Yeah.
But no, then the story gets better on this trip. But yeah, Tim was fun to be out there. You can see Emmy Hall was back there.
And Sue Mead next to him.
Yeah, we had that's probably the best roundup of journalists that I've been around for one of these. Yeah. So that was always nice. But
it's always good to be able to flex around other people, like especially when like you're around a bunch of journalists, not the ones we're talking about, but some journalists that are afraid to really kind of show, like test the vehicle out, but not be dumb with it either. Like there's a fine line between being respectful of the vehicle itself, but testing it to what it's going to be doing and those types of things. Yeah. So it's always fun to really kind of get that opportunity.
Well, and then we got, first half of that day was driving
the Tremor
F-150. And it's not like we didn't know what we were going to get to drive. But I knew where we were at, and I was like, we're going to Johnson Valley with these bastards.
So I drove the Tremor all morning because I knew he was going to want to drive the Raptor R when we got to the desert.
I offered.
Like the true desert.
I offered.
He did.
But this was Tim with a D in front of us, I believe. And Tim, actually, we went up these banks, and I actually got stuck a bit. This was my first time driving a big, heavy truck.
100% he got stuck. Yes.
Because the throttle control, some of the nanny features threw me off, and and then you back down, we go in it, but it was kick ass, like flooring 720 horsepower vehicle in the sand like that was so much fun. But
and we had to wear helmets and
did we wear them on this?
Yes.
Part? Okay.
Yes, we had to wear it on this part. Or wait, maybe we didn't in this part.
I think it was just for the jump.
I think it was just for so no, we had to get fitted for them, but we didn't actually have to wear them in this part now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I think Tim was wearing his like the whole time because he thought he did, but he didn't realize he didn't have to.
Yeah. But love this truck. Would own this truck in a heartbeat, would own it. But the price tag of this truck is key.
Yeah, this price tag
I say that, and then we bought the Bronco Raptor, but that's for the fall stories. But amazing truck. And when you drive these vehicles in this terrain, you go, okay, this is the intention. Not every contractor that has one, that, I just want to own this hot rod truck. No, this is the kind of, let me turn the sound off here, but let's see if we can play this. But I mean, you're just ripping, and this is Tim here driving around, but just ripping through the sand, having fun. You can see the suspension just really working hard. I think does he go up here?
I guess not.
We won't know because I didn't record enough. But yeah, if I lived out there in that area, 100%, you go, okay, shit, I need that vehicle. But here was the best part. So they had a jump. Now, granted, I've seen people comment in the videos like, well, that wasn't much of a jump. I mean, what illegally
in the vehicle itself it is though.
But what do you want? You're giving people with zero skill set, and us included, with this terrain. Here's 720 horsepower. Go jump it.
Full transparency, I have jumped higher railroad tracks in my Bronco since then, but still.
But I started when we got off the F-150 Tremors, and I've mentioned the story, but when we got off the half day, we did that in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
They gave us ice cream and stuff, and at the time I hadn't had milk in probably a year or two. And by the time we got to where we were doing lunch, I was like cramping a little bit. I went to the restroom, did my business, but we got out there.
His body said, "Oh wait, remember?"
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, I'm good now." No. And I'm like, pinching cheeks together, my clappers, just like
TMI, Dave. TMI.
Man, I've just got to, hold this in the best way possible. And so I asked somebody, I was like, "So how much longer?" Which sucked because this is my dream scenario of where to have this truck,
except for his belly being upset.
And they're like, "Oh no, we're hour or so," and I was like, "Oh." So I'm quietly going to there. So they had chase trucks with us.
Yeah.
The people that run Ford Performance's area there.
They were Ranger
quietly
Raptors.
Go, hey, did y'all have some toilet paper?
I can't believe you're telling your story.
They're like, yeah. Well, of course we do. And I said, can I get it? And I'm trying to be quiet because there's journalists here that they will look down on you a little.
Yeah.
Like I'm dumb redneck from Middle Tennessee. I'm a land surveyor by trade. I'm used to. I could stand probably next to your car and be talking to you because I'm so dumbed down of like, oh, everybody does this, right? I can go in the woods, like no problem. So I saw this and I was like, oh, it's easy. I know instantly. I'll go run the truck way down there, put the tailgate down, hold on to it, do my business, like a dog out there,
Oh my
making a
God.
hole.
Okay, just
But
finish the story.
so this is when we got to do the jump, and I did one little round of it, and I was like, okay, I did the jump, Kelly, baby, I love you, but you're gonna have to do this.
Yeah,
I need to keep the cheeks together.
He needs content too.
Yeah, and we got to get this video, and she's like, okay, and you did the first one, you're like, okay, that wasn't too bad.
So when the guy explained the whole reason the first time I didn't know what to expect the first time, and so the guy goes, hey, so when you go, you're gonna hit it, and then when you hit the ramp, you're just gonna do whoop. And I said, okay. He says, yeah, you just go whoop. And I said, what does whoop mean? Talk to me like I'm a kindergartner. Like, I don't understand what whoop means. He goes, you give it more gas when you hit it. And I was like, okay, see, that's completely different than what I was expecting you meant when you say go whoop.
Yeah.
I think you're meaning let off the gas and just let it do. But he's saying, no, you give it more once you hit it. Now, when I tell you they told me to get up to 65 before I hit that ramp, it's not possible for a rookie to get up to 65. You would think that it is, but you're literally doing this all the way. Yeah. You're going through whoops to get like there in the whole truck. Now, granted, the faster you go, the better it responds.
And they're air down. I mean, best they can do.
So like the faster you go, the better it responds and it evens out. But we've not spent enough time in this truck to be able to gauge that and understand that. So the first time I did it, I was like, that was shit. I could do better.
Yeah, but you thought, okay, I got one, and that was
I did. I got one in and done.
Yeah, 60 cycles when this thing hits 88. Yeah, definitely. But so at this point, I'm like, Kelly, we've got to do it again, and hopefully the audio comes through. Are you about to jump this thing?
I didn't sign up to jump, but then I really signed up to jump. So
let's see her jump this thing right now. But the confidence in your face right there of like,
because I didn't want to crash and be that stupid person that crashed the truck in the middle of Johnson Valley. Like I'm the only one on the trip that crashes the truck.
Yeah.
Because that's how it goes.
Yeah, and I don't have any good video or photos of the jump. Here's one I can show. Like I said, it's not a oh my God bucket list. I just did this incredible little jump. But you get a little bit of air, but you get an idea of what the suspension fully extends. Like you get I get a feel for what the truck
and you
does.
feel when it lands softly.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just crazy.
But yeah, no. So that was a fun trip, and probably the best. Far as I've been on some Nissan trips that were like more engaging. Like they have you doing activities where this is just press in, press out. Ford doesn't F around.
Yeah,
press in, press out. Like we don't have time for your good feelings. Like. You like us already, we know.
Right.
But overall, long trip. But as soon as we got we got from Supercell and we had to leave almost immediately for this trip. And then we got a little bit of mellow.
Oh, and I had a work retreat in the middle of that too. So literally it was Supercell, work retreat, then it was Johnson Valley.
Yes. But Johnson Valley, I've got this photo I'll bring up here, and this is the last we'll touch on this. We're out in the flat lake beds, and just
the flats.
You could just floor it. Like you're nothing's going to be in your way.
And funny thing is he's getting really comfortable. Like I can tell he's getting comfortable going through all of these different like obstacles in the Raptor R. And the guy says, hey, do you want to go one more time? And Dave goes, I don't really think I should. And I said, he does not need to go one more time because he's already comfortable. Like he's starting to get comfortable with this vehicle, so he needs to stop while he's ahead.
Yeah. No, I definitely, because the second trip I've got a good feel for it, and the third trip I was gonna go for it.
Oh yeah, that is why we did not go a third trip.
Yeah, but we got to in the Ford testing proving grounds. We've talked about this stuff many times, but it was a lot of fun. It really was. Good experience for both of us. I think you getting the good feel of what this truck, because here on the East Coast you don't get to know what that truck's capable of, which gave us a good idea. Okay, this is what the Ranger Raptor is capable of too, because once again we don't have the terrain really to to kind of get into that here.
And
right?
if you have not watched that video, you definitely need to go watch the Raptor R video, because we actually give you firsthand experience of what that vehicle did, or what we did in that vehicle. So like you can actually see out the vehicle like we were driving it, but then you can also hear our commentary as we're going through it as well.
Yeah.
So definitely recommend checking that video out if you haven't already.
And to finish up the spring, we went to Wisconsin, Kelly, which
we did.
We've been all over the map this year.
We have.
Wisconsin for
and it's not Wisconsin, it's Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. But we at a press event where we got to drive the brand new Colorado Bison. And this was a truck that was on my bucket list too. This has been I've been itching to drive this truck. 35-inch tires from the factory, so the Bronco's not the king on that anymore. Like there's another truck out there. I wanted to drive the 4-cylinder version of this truck. I mean, I wanted to drive it because of the 4-cylinder. Got to do that. We got to do a little off-roading of it.
We did, and I was extremely impressed with this one.
Right. This was, as you can see, it's all clean. Is because
this was before we touched it.
We got to this in a hurry because we wanted to be the first to drive this one. And really, it was very impressed with this. I've said many times, I think the GM twins are my favorite looking mid-sized trucks. Past that, we start to fall down the hill slightly.
Yeah.
But overall, I think the outside, the aggressive, especially the wheels on this with them aggressive looking tires. It's a good looking ride. What was your impressions of this?
Well, and if my mom was watching, she would say, you get family discount on Chevy GMCs. So I was very impressed with this, and so if you
no telephone poles out there, buddy.
Yeah. If you watch the review on this one, you will actually hear me talking about this vehicle, that I was very impressed in the off-road ability of this one. It just has the ease ability. It walks over things. Like it was just
so
super
big.
impressive. And the clearance on it was much better than any of the other vehicles. Like even the Tacoma that we drove, it had better clearance on that when we were going over things.
Great color.
It's very aggressive looking to me. The color, I love a murdered out or blacked out vehicle. So the fact that this is blue, but it also has kind of those black accents, I was really impressed, and all the AEV on it was really great as well. So overall, this one, I was quite impressed with it. But I will say the one thing about this one, and I talk about this in the review as well, the on-road experience with this one, just like as a daily, it might sway me from owning it.
It was a letdown, and unfortunately, now I would like to spend a week with it. I keep reaching out to our reps for Chevrolet to get one of these as a daily. I want for a week to figure out if we like it or not. But off-road, like Kelly said, this thing was a little beast. The little 4-cylinders, very torquey. I never felt like, oh no, and not that we're going over extreme stuff here, but I never felt like, oh, we don't have enough power. But it looks great, especially with the AEV partnership with the 35s and all the steel bumpers and stuff.
And this mud was mucky.
Yeah, I would buy this truck in a heartbeat and probably just leave it alone and just daily it as this and go do some light off-roading if I wanted to. I wouldn't treat it like the Bronco where we're going to do a little bit more extreme stuff. I like off-roading trucks like this. You don't. But I was very impressed with this. It was a 10 till we took it on road.
100%.
And we only got to drive it a couple miles, so it wasn't like, oh,
we probably did about 10 miles in it, so it wasn't a ton.
Yeah,
but it was enough to
you got a feel for it. Yeah, but you didn't get a full here's what it's all about. But at that same press event, one of the vehicles I was eagerly waiting to drive and ended up being very impressed of it was the GX 550 Over Trail Plus. Now I did a build and price on this past week, which you guys have been watching. I appreciate that. This one here, Lexus finally are getting some off-road chops.
Yes,
because they've had it.
Historically,
the previous versions of this thing was very capable, built around the FJ platform, but it just, I don't know, something too Lexus. Where this one definitely is built on the Prado platform, so with the Land Cruiser here in the United States platform. The interior is nice. Everything about this thing's really, really nice. Very capable on the trails. Yeah,
I was very impressed with this. The easy buttons in it were significantly better than other easy buttons I've seen in other vehicles. And the fact that I feel like this could be super comfortable for a family as well. Now, the one gripe I always have in a vehicle this size is I wish it had a third row. Now, you can get the third row in a Platinum. But we saw what the third row was, and it was nothing. Like, I mean, it was enough to put a butt in a seat from the ball field if we needed to.
No
no
cargo room.
But no cargo room. The just overall, it was impressive. Like, it just, there were points in the day when it was getting super sloppy and you were like, ooh, do I want to take that vehicle out? Because I really don't want to be that person to damage it. But this went, sure, take me out, push the button, and we're good.
All the crawl control features are really nice.
Yeah, and the mud option on it was amazing. Literally, in other vehicles that I was sliding around the corners in, this one I put it in mud and it just crawled through it. So I was quite impressed.
Yeah. We also got to do some time in I haven't driven a two-door Jeep in a while, a Wrangler in a while. So we got to do two in the little Rubicon here, which was great because this has the Recon package. So you got 35s on it. And you could get 35s on the four-door version with the Recon package, but they never offered it for the two-door. And not that two-door sales, I know my Bronco people know, like, it looks like Ford's killing the two-door Bronco.
Right.
But it's never been, they're not as popular as they used to be. But the two-door guy wants a factory option of 35s. And this thing here with it had the little turbo 4 in it, very spunky. Probably was, out of all the little 4-cylinders of this size vehicle, is probably the best option for a 4-cylinder.
Yeah, I was very impressed with this one as well. I may or may not have gotten my leg bashed up getting in as a passenger.
We did figure out one flaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely a flaw about it, but I think I've got.
So this is also an example, and not to toot my own horn or anything, but this is also another example of an event where you may be around journalists that aren't willing to take the vehicle and do what you're supposed to, but without pushing the limits on it. So our experience in off-roading definitely made this experience better, even for the trail guides.
This is nothing, but
this is
for
nothing.
People that don't drive off-road, this is nice.
So the trail guide on this one, the first time I came through, he's like, like giving me all the pointers, like, don't do this, or do this, or whatever. And I said, okay, no worries. And like, I throttled through like I would throttle in my vehicle. And he was like, you did that way better than anybody else did today. And I said, well, I off-road, so like, I'm familiar with it. He's like, thank you for not beating up the trucks. So that, to be said, is that there's definitely a fine line between pushing the vehicle to what its capabilities are, but not bashing the crap out of it to do damage to it. So every time I came back with a new vehicle and the guy saw it was me, he was like, you got this.
Yeah, he wouldn't worry. He
didn't even like need to spot me. I would ask him questions and be like, hey, do you know this mode in this one? Because it was a new,
he's just a Jeep guy.
And he's like, I don't really know, but like, you could do this. And I was like, okay, that's fine, I'll just do that. But
because you were asking good questions on that vehicle, specifically that vehicle.
Yeah. Well, it was funny at one point, I don't know if you're gonna touch upon the one vehicle that I drove that I wasn't planning on driving that day, or the two vehicles. We'll get there.
Go ahead.
So there was actually two vehicles that I didn't plan to drive that day, which was a Subaru Outback, which I was actually quite impressed with on the trails, but I took it around the easy trails and that. And then the other one, I really wasn't planning on driving that day because there really wasn't a reason for me to drive it.
We'd just been in a press trip with this vehicle.
Yeah, we literally had just been on a press trip with it, but I took it out and I ended up taking it on the green trails for a friend of ours so she could see the trail. And every time I went around a corner, the next guide was like, no, you're supposed to be coming this way because it's the difficult. And I was like, no, we're just doing the green trails. And they were like, why? And I said, because we're just seeing what the green trails look like in this vehicle. And then when I'm not climbing the hill or going over the rocks, I don't think I told you this, but I did end up taking her over like the rock garden in it. And she was like, this is awesome. Like, it was the best ever.
Yeah,
so
it was a different brand, Pearson.
It was, yeah. So, but it was interesting because
they weren't supposed to be in this vehicle, but they wanted to see what the trail. I
wasn't gonna tell them.
We're not going to say which model it was, but they weren't supposed to be in another brand's vehicles. They're touchy about that. But she just wanted to go out in the course, and because there was vehicles for next year they would like to bring, but she wanted to go. Let me see what it looks like.
Yeah. But what's funny about it is that when you're switching around in vehicles all day, it's funny how quickly you lose your familiarity when you've disconnected your brain from the vehicles that you're used to driving every day. Because I literally got in this and went, shit, how do I change a goat mode? How do I put the day bar disconnect on again? I don't remember. So it's just, it's those things that we're kind of jumping between vehicles, that's just kind of it's a change of mindset, but it's been fun. And then of course, we had a ton of softball this summer and did a whole lot of travel ball with our daughter and spent a whole lot of time in the Ranger Raptor this summer.
Yeah, a lot of time. Well, I mean, because it's a truck we need to do. But this was our driveway at one point. You can't see the Mustang. We had a GT, 24 GT Mustang. We had the
premium edition night pony.
Then we had the Ranger Raptor, and behind the Ranger Raptor was the Bronco with the doors off, because when it got super hot, Miss Prissy over here refused to drive the Bronco with the doors off because it was too hot.
When you're in AC all day and you only have 15 minutes, the last thing you want to do is like sweat the whole way to get food.
I bought you a off-road vehicle for that. And what do you do?
Well, I had a terrible driveway to have to choose from.
Yeah, but you didn't choose the Mustang a lot.
I didn't actually choose the Mustang. I loved the Mustang, but I did not choose the Mustang a ton.
We didn't want to. Honestly, we were a little nervous. We knew we'd need to get rid of it.
Yeah, and I didn't want to damage it.
But this was fun. This was we were going to a Bronco meetup on the square, and our daughter, look at her silly face.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. She loves it, and she's got a friend that was very sad when we got rid of this, or when we got rid of Rebecca.
Which is weird because we got another one.
Yeah.
But her friend loved this one.
Oh, so Wednesday, you don't know this, but I have to drive them to church and to shopping beforehand because her friend wants to drive around in the whip. That's what I was told.
The whip. Well, and then which gets us to the middle of summer, which was this right here.
And we held on to this bad boy way longer than we should have.
Yeah, it was supposed to be traded in for the Ranger.
I think we rode it for 3 months.
Because of the flight and everything, it just made it impossible to get up there and to get to Supercell to do all that. But we ended up, where did we send this car? We sold it to
Carvana.
Mm-hmm. And they were coming up and picking it up. And we lost a little bit of money on that. I hate to beat up on that, but it is what it is on that car. Had we researched that a little better, which this car, honestly, has been the best performing vehicle on our channel.
Yeah.
But it got to the point where I was just going to have to do wheels, tire, like really just kind of kidding.
Gonna have to start modifying it, but it was perfect the way it was.
Yeah, no, that's a daily driver if I've ever seen one, or just keep it in your garage, have some fun with it. But it was a little sad. This one unfortunately had to go, but that is what it is. Unfortunately you can't keep them all, Kelly.
No, you sure can't.
But
my stable's not big enough, and also it's just not in general big enough.
yes. But then let's see. I was flown to Detroit because Ford had a new Maverick coming out, or the refreshed Maverick, we'll say. I won't call it a new Maverick, but let's see here. Pop this up. Which you didn't get to go. You were a little bummed. You didn't get to go on this.
Yeah, I was a little bummed. They were asking why I wasn't coming, but I couldn't take any more time off work.
You can see Mitchell back there, Mitchell Watts, going through it back there, looking at it. I was very impressed with this vehicle. It was a nice, quick in and out trip, which I like. I like to just.
He literally flew up that morning and flew back that night.
Yeah. And then my flight was delayed. That was when
Delta was doing all the things.
And Ford put me on a Delta flight.
Well, because they couldn't put you on a Southwest flight and get you back in time because everything didn't line up well.
But I was very impressed with this. This is probably the second biggest video of the year. I take that back. Probably the third. One we're going to get into here in a minute. It was probably the second. But was very impressed with the refresh of this. A lot of people were hit or miss on the update with the lights and stuff. I liked it. It's as long as this thing is not $50,000. It's a small commuter truck. It's made to get fuel economy, and past that, do little truck things.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. But they brought out the Lobo. I'm torn on this thing. Oh, let me bring the Lobo up here because I don't know that we need a lowrider. I mean, not that this is a very low rider. It's more of a kind of like an ST tuned sporty version of it. I don't even know if Long MacArthur's or Tim's still in here with Long MacArthur. He might say, but I haven't heard a big demand for this vehicle. But it was fun how they presented it.
Yeah.
Very 80s.
I was surprised that they came out with it, to be honest with you, because I didn't know that there would be demand for it, but maybe there is.
Douglas Blair seems to think it will sell well out west. I mean, no, we had mini truck culture. I grew up in mini truck culture. I had an S10, 89 S10 that was lowered and speakers and all that crap. But I don't know that people are there anymore. I mean, I think it's great. the little community, like the community never went away.
Mhm.
It just isn't as popular as it used to be.
Well, it was funny. We were actually talking about this the other day, is that our daughter said, I was having this conversation with my boyfriend and like he was talking about lowered trucks and stuff. And I told him those don't exist anymore. I said, you do realize that your dad actually went on a press trip to Detroit. And part of that was seeing a lowered brand new vehicle that they're coming out with. Right. And she's like, really? So like, that just shows you how much our daughter pays attention to life sometimes.
Yeah. Well, then we were in Detroit.
Yep.
We went to
Oh, you want to snitch on me?
Silver Lake. Yeah, I'm looking for that photo. I don't know if I've got it. There, here we go. Yeah, and she was doing faster than this, by the way. But here's Miss. I'm following Miss 93 mile an hour as we're going through the middle of nowhere, Michigan, which I guess is okay.
That's from what I hear, is that that's okay. I grew up in Michigan, but I went to school when I was 18, and then I moved to Tennessee when I was 20. So it's like I didn't really do a ton of driving in Michigan and exploring outside of my like little local area. So this is actually the most I've actually driven in Michigan from that perspective.
Photoshop.
Yes, that's it. Douglas Blair. It was Photoshop.
Yeah. Tim says not many. Yeah.
But yeah, so
no.
yeah.
She hit 100 at one point.
I did not.
That's how I got this photo, is because you were slowing down. But hey, man, I'm not one to worry about.
I had worked an entire day of work all week long, and that was on a Friday, and I was ready to get over and spend a little bit of time in our hotel before we went to the dunes the next day.
Right, which we did, and but this had been for about 2 years. This trip had been planned.
Yep.
And you finally got to put her in some sand, Kelly. And,
I did.
How impressed were you with the Bronco with the sand? Clearly, earlier in the year we got to drive in a little sand, but this was different sand too.
Yeah, so this was definitely
this is like beach sand.
I was gonna say in parts it's very soft, but then in other parts it's solid hill sand when you're going up. So I was actually quite impressed with her, but I do know that when we sold her to Laura, there was still sand inside. And there was also sand inside the Ranger Raptor.
Yeah, no, there definitely was that.
But I was very impressed with her. Allie and I had some really fun times in the like water puddles and things like that, running around, flying around with that. And then of course Dave had a good time racing people on the race.
Well, we led up to we were going to race Laura.
We were.
And Laura was a little later getting there.
Uh-huh.
And I can't find, but here's a good picture of the vehicles in the sand. Goofy sand flags. I hate that stuff. We had an ordeal getting one.
There's a good reason for it.
Probably, but I ordered one for the Ranger that was ended up. They sent me an ATV one, which was not what I ordered. So me and who was with us there? The car salesman. He's in the chats all the time.
Don't ask me because I don't remember. I know.
I don't mean to be rude, but I'm
losing our words.
But we had an ordeal finding these things.
Eric
Jefferson. But we ended up getting flags, and we had a blast, man. Driving that Ranger Raptor there, especially, you're like, this is where it belongs in this kind of offering. I know everybody wants to make it a rock crawler. It's not a rock crawler.
Mm-mm.
Does it have front and rear lockers where you can do those things? Yeah. But this bread and butter is just out there ripping and having fun. And I think at one point, even you and Allie were racing. Let's see.
I don't think we ever raced. She and I never
raced. Y'all were racing through.
We were racing through the puddles, which was fun.
Yeah, like mud puddles are always fun.
Well, and I don't like mud. Like it's not that I don't like the dirt. I don't like the unreliability of mud puddles. But this is like clean water and it's not very deep and you're just running through it. And there were definitely ones that both Allie and I were like, nope, not going in that one, because we could definitely tell how deep it was. But yeah, we were having fun running through them. And
Sydney loved it.
She did. She absolutely loved it. And it was hot that day. So it was nice to kind of get that, refreshing kind of spray of water. Like you can see her smile right there, that she's just having the best time.
Oh yeah. Definitely saw our daughters smiling there. But I mean, the vehicle, I thought it performed well. I wanted to drive it out there and just never got the chance to.
Yeah, and you wanted me to drive the Ranger, and I never did.
And Allie wanted to drive the Ranger, and just
never happened.
You get busy out there, and it's hard to plan everything. But I got a picture somewhere. Allie never get, like us. We never get photos of us doing fun things. And I'm trying to find. I thought I had a better one. There's a good one. But Allie got to get her Bronco out there and get some splashies going on, and then she sold it.
Yeah,
That was a shocker this year.
that was a shocker this year for me too.
Like you okaying selling yours, because at this point I'd started talking to Laura. I think just a little bit of like just saying, hey, what's your deal? And because Laura was posting up all summer, she needed to get rid of the one we ended up with, and never thought really like it's not. 93K, that's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
But when they get into the 83K range, that gets a little easier pill to swallow. Yeah. But I really like her selling this vehicle. And she asked us a couple times, hey, the miles are getting up on this thing. And I was like,
she and I had some long conversations about it. Yeah. And it was just like, at the end of the day, you can get a couple enhancements in the new vehicle. And if you're not going to own this for forever, then it's time to really kind of move on and see what the next vehicle, has for you and stuff. So yes, we did. So we left the wrap on for the sale, but I'm still waiting to see where it ended up. If it's got the wrap on it or not.
Laura said it's in Florida. But we got a location on it the other day where it was at a dealership in Lebanon, Tennessee. Tony Bates Ford. So I don't know what that was about. Kelly, we got to spend some time in Mazdas this year. And let me see if I can pull a good picture up of it. Maybe I can. There we go. The Mazda CX-50, Kelly. Which this was not on our bucket list to drive this year, and we got Mazda sent us one over.
Yeah,
it was like, damn, that's a good SUV.
Yeah, I was very impressed with it. I actually, I don't. Well, now I don't go to the office at all because they've actually, they're relocating our office. But I actually drove it to the office one time in it, and I was very impressed.
To drive a U-Haul.
And then you had to drive a U-Haul. Yeah. I was very impressed with the way it did on the daily driver, like the way it did out there. AC was great. The infotainment system I would like to see an upgrade in. It did have wireless CarPlay in it, but it just wasn't quite up to what we're kind of used to. But for the price point, I think it was like what 46 or something.
Yeah, it was under 50.
It was under 50 for it to have like the blacked out package. It was quite impressive.
Yeah, Mazda to me this photo doesn't show how well their paint is. Like that red is my favorite red in the business. It's
I would agree.
It's a nice deep red to it. Everything you'd want a vehicle, all the features like you said. I believe it had heated seats as well. Yeah, it drove great. I was very impressed with it.
It may have even had cooled seats.
Might have. Usually if we get something, it's pretty loaded.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly on it, but
and it photoed well. That's always a thing for me. How well do they photo? And the mileage we got on it was pretty incredible. I don't remember exactly what it ended up getting, but it definitely got really good mileage. Let's see. Trying to figure out where we're almost caught up.
Did you lose some pictures?
No, not yet. Laura started talking to us in the fall.
You need to show that one.
I will. About coming up to. Well, we said we were going to at some point we would buy something from Laura. We told her this.
Yeah.
Just didn't figure it would be the most expensive vehicle we've ever bought in our life.
No.
But
me neither.
But we did end up buying a Bronco Raptor from Alcione Ford in the kind of upper Illinois area.
Yeah.
It was a nice drive. Enjoyed.
We actually hit 3 states that month or that week,
except for the fact that they have their
toll roads everywhere. We're still getting bills for toll roads.
But not just that; it was these cameras, the speed camera, the
construction everywhere. Yeah. And your active cruise control would not have helped during that time either, because the road
didn't realize how many I'd went through till Kelly said, "Hey, you went through them." But we did make it to Alcione Ford, and they have a Corvette up there, a C8 Corvette, and our daughter fell in love with that thing. She got to rev it because I said, "How was sitting in it?" And the car was on, and I was doing a video on it. I said, "Now rev it." She's like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, rev it." She gives it that little wing, and I said, "No, we're not. You're not my daughter." It said you got to stomp that thing a little bit. And when she did, these were the faces you were getting. She goes, okay, this is the car I want.
And she's 14.
Yeah. And I said, well, that will not be the car you get.
Yeah, no.
But Laura had told us, she's like, hey, we are a tiny dealership. And I've seen tiny dealerships, you know, I mean, I'll buy as long as the dealer's great. Who cares? I don't care if they got, 15 levels to it.
Right.
Doesn't bother me at all. But let me show you the picture of this little dealership. I love this dealership, by the way. But look at the little building. It's cute. I know Laura's probably embarrassed by this, but I know because she would like to have a bigger dealership.
Because she told us that too. She's like, we're little. We're really little.
I don't care.
And it's okay.
Yeah. But we in that front window, we bought the Bronco Raptor and we traded in. There's our Ranger Raptor with still has the off-road tag in the window, just like yours does.
Yep.
But yeah, we traded 2 for 1, and part of the deal was I still get a Raptor, and you still get a Bronco.
Yep.
And had Ford probably not sent us on that trip where we went the year before, they sent us to Vegas to off-road in the rain or the Bronco Raptors. Probably wasn't on our bucket list to own.
So you're saying it's Ford's fault?
Clearly it is.
So Ford, you should send us on more trips.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
No, I don't need to buy any more vehicles unless it's a GT, an old GT. You want to send me there? I'll go. But the tiny little dealership, good people, good family.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed it. Across the street is their service center. A couple lives
in a building just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And we bought it with the Tune.
We did.
And I was very excited. The Tune had just came out. Laura worked her butt off to make sure we were the first person to get that Tune. And what happened, Kelly?
It blew up right before we were supposed to drive up there.
Yeah, it fried the PCM. Now, we didn't really talk too much about that. And it was nothing to do with Laura or anybody's fault. It was an early programming issue.
Mm-hmm.
And they called up the dealership, got a new computer sent in. Right away, everything worked great. And
then we just picked it up next weekend.
Yeah, that little rocket ship will go, man.
It will.
I was kind of getting racy this weekend with it.
Oh yeah.
Remember we were Mark and Jess were getting up close to us. I was like, no, I gotta fix that problem.
Yeah, and I also like to be a little sleeper when cars come up to me next to me and they think they can take me and they can't.
Yeah, but you can't. So this was a bummer in this photo because
this was super cool.
Silly camera. But what you can't see is this sign. Would it say "Welcome All-Terrain Nation" or something like that?
All-Terrain Nation is coming to Alcione.
Yeah, you can kind of see it right there. But that was so much fun, and but kept bumping me out. I wanted to get a photo of that.
Yeah, we both tried with our phones. We tried slow-mo. We tried all the things, and it just did not. It did not grab it. But it was fun.
But yeah, like little dealerships are making it fun.
Yeah,
we may not have the area, the big showroom.
Yeah,
but we're gonna have fun with our especially people like us that we love talking about them. Then we hit every back road and so where Laura's little dealership is pretty easy to get to, really.
Yeah.
Except for when we go back to Tennessee. And then it was like, nope.
So before we went, Jess with Unbridled Bronco used to live in Kentucky, and she actually told us, she said, just don't take whatever road it was, 55 maybe. She's like, just don't take 55 up there. So we're like, oh, no worries. See, our directions are taking us this certain way up. And then when we left, we realized we were on 55 or 59, I think is what's in the picture.
And this vehicle had less than 100 miles on it, and we're at 315 miles there, and we're still on country roads.
So
now it was great for the fuel economy.
Yes.
We ended up getting up to 20 in this thing at one point.
I think on the way home.
Until we hit the highway, and then it was like, oh no, I'm thirsty.
But yeah. So it was fun. You got to see a lot. You get to see a lot of the countryside that you don't get to see.
Yeah.
So that was fun. But absolutely, we definitely saw a lot more of Indiana, Illinois, and Kentucky than what we were planning for on that trip. We weren't even planning to go to Indiana, but it ended up we landed in Indiana at a point.
Yeah. No, that was fun. Then Kelly, we were off to Texas. Let me bring this back up here. And we were at the State Fair of Texas because Toyota was having a press event we were invited to, and we got to see the new 4Runner. We did. Love the looks of this thing, except for the tires. Tires are just too wimpy for them.
They need some more love.
Yeah. Needs a little more aggressive tire, but was very impressed with this. Is the TRD Pro. Until this past week, we found out the pricing of TRD Pro.
Yeah.
This vehicle is a $70,000+ and that's before the dealerships get their sticky hands on the overages.
Although
But
I was expecting it to be closer to
We-
the Raptor numbers.
we knew it was going to, the Tacoma was already out. You figure
Yeah.
it's going to be relatively the same price. But $70,000 for that 4-cylinder. It's hard to
justify it.
well, we've driven the 4-cylinder in it. It's fun. No, it's a Raptor. You know, we drove the iForce Max in this, and the Trail Hunter we drove. But I'm a little you know, they go, oh, it's 338 horsepower, whatever it is. It doesn't feel like 300 any horsepower. It feels like 280, 290.
Mhm.
And I'm not crapping on Toyota because I would own this in a heartbeat. But I'm just a little disappointed in people have made it known in the comments of our videos on these things.
That the price is too high.
No, the 4-cylinder.
Oh, the 4-cylinder.
I'm paying $70,000 for a 4-cylinder vehicle.
Yeah.
When the competition Ford with the Ranger Raptor 3-liter twin turbo V6 cheaper, way cheaper. And so it's hard to defend that, but at the same point, we all need better fuel emissions, and this is cut cylinders, you get better emissions.
But I do appreciate the restyle because it was much needed. It was way overdue, the restyle itself, but absolutely we definitely need it to ramp it up a little bit in the engine compartment.
Yeah, 100% on that. But definitely, you know, you're in Texas when they all the trucks are in the flag.
Yeah.
That's Sequoia there I love that. I would actually drive that, except for the built here part.
I actually love the Sequoia. I'm
Oh,
a big fan.
And they sell pretty well, better than they used to, but still not where it should sell.
I would absolutely own one for that third row.
Price once again.
I know.
It's a full-size SUV, and you're getting that 6-cylinder that people are like, I can get a V8 with the big 3.
But I can tow decently with it. I don't remember what the towing capacity is on it, but it's decent.
It's 8, maybe.
Yeah, so
right
it's
there.
decent from an SUV perspective.
Yeah. Texas was great for us.
Texas was great.
For one, we would kind of like to live in Texas.
Yeah.
So there is that, and all
You're sharing everything again.
dang it. Sorry. A lot of our journalist friends are in Texas,
Mm-hmm.
so that was kind of nice. The barbecue, can't say enough about Terry Black's there.
So the infotainment system has gotten a little bit better with this round.
Well, it's still
not what it should be, but
cycles it does the whole outline of it. Something about the way it sits in it. I can agree with that. It does feel dated. Now the operating system of it's okay. It's
better than it was.
I lean towards Ford just because we're so familiar with
Yeah.
their systems, but that's not because it's any better really. We got to see the new monstrosity Hummer.
We
Kelly.
did.
I didn't drive it. Didn't get to drive this thing. Didn't want to. We could have drove it in Wisconsin.
We could have.
But I had zero.
But instead, we won an award at that event for the
best
social media post
because they had it in that lift mode.
Yeah, and it skipped leg day.
Yes, it skipped leg day in it. Which is fun. The Ineos Grenadier and the Trail. What is it? The Trail
Quartermaster.
I'm sorry. We are hoping to do some time in these because this was the second time we got to meet the PR team, and they wanted to get us in one. But I like this thing, and I don't like this thing.
Yeah, I'm hit or miss on it. It reminds me of a Safari is really kind of what it reminds me of. And to that to me dates it because it doesn't look newer to me. But I also, at the same point, I appreciate all that's been done to it to make it capable to no F's are given.
Yeah.
Or no F's have been given to decide what went on this because it wasn't built by somebody who had a whole bunch of people looking at it and saying, "Oh, you need to do this, this, and this to make the market
of the company
work."
had a focus. This is what it's going to be. It's going to be basically a Land Rover.
Yeah.
Range Rover.
So essentially, he said, "I like all these pieces from all these things. Let's go ahead and put it all in."
Well,
and
they wanted to build the previous version of I forget what is it? I never keep up with the L3. I don't know, but the previous version of the Range Rover Land Rover, and they're like, no. They quit building it in 2017. They're like, no. So he's all right. Fuck it. I'll just build my own.
Yeah.
And did the truck. I like the SUV version better than the truck version.
I'm surprised because you like a Gladiator.
The truck version gets hit with the chicken tax as well. So
bad.
yeah,
Too.
so there's a tariff on it, which sucks for them, but it is what it is. We will do time in that. I think you're gonna think, oh, this drives just like the Gladiator.
Probably so.
I think you will not like how it drives.
Douglas Blair says, you do know it's hot in Texas in the summer. It's not pretty. Yeah, we've actually been to Texas a couple of times in the summer.
We go in the summer generally.
And we've actually been to Texas like 5 times now. Plus I did Texas off rodeo in July.
Yeah.
With COVID, little did I know.
Yeah.
So I was extra hot.
You super spreader, you.
So I was extra hot in Texas.
Yeah, and here we are in Texas, driving the Land Cruisers, Kelly.
Yeah.
First time we got
the
to
twins.
drive them. That was a
1956.
First edition to the left and a
1956 or whatever it
58,
is.
I think
58.
Was not impressed with this. I would own this, and I think building one would be fun. Kind of Xterra like, but not for the price point.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. We talked about this. I don't like the light. I don't like the lights on the left.
Yeah,
I like them on the
lights.
right. I like the color on the right. I don't like it on the left, but you like the one on the left. I know.
No, I like the blue better.
I mean, I've started to see a couple in town. I noticed one today when I was bringing Sydney home from school. Yeah, it might have been that color on the way.
I have a new building price coming up on this because they did make some changes to these for 25.
Yeah.
Was okay. The 4-cylinder, I hate to beat Toyota up about it, but it's a little loud, a little rattly.
We didn't take them off road. We didn't spend a ton of time on the road with them. We really just kind of did like an aesthetic comparison, a little bit of drive around on the property.
I'll be honest, because I was a little disappointed.
Yeah.
Like I think we had plans to off-road. I think in the video we talked about, hey, we're going to go take this off-road.
I think if we spent a little more time in it, I think it would give it a more
a better look at it.
Yeah.
But it mid 60s for that. I'm sorry, I'm going up to the 75 range and getting
the 4Runner.
No, I'm getting.
Oh, you're talking the GX 550.
Yeah, you get the 3.5 liter V6 in it. Lots more horsepower. It just seems like a better vehicle. One of these that I was so excited about driving was this one right here. Now we could have drove the TRD Pro, but we chose to drive the Trail Hunter. Love this vehicle, even though since he's like the dated infotainment center definitely is in the same thing. Wasn't the most peppy thing for what they're rated at 340 range horsepower. But I just like it. Just looks cool, man. The aggressive lines to it. If it had a better tire on it, it would have been great. The snorkel on it, which TRD John just dropped a video, and he was talking about resale value of these. He thinks it's going to be bad.
Oh, really?
Because it looks like an aftermarket parts all over. If people that don't know, once he's hit the lots, they don't
know that it's standard.
The salesperson doesn't know what the hell they're looking at, and so he has a feeling that they're going to be hit hard on secondary.
I can see that theory.
Which might be good if you want one.
Yeah.
But it was fun. You did some hot laps in and out on the highway where we do our little pass-throughs. You got to do our little speed buys.
This one, did I?
Yeah, Toyota was all excited that we had to hear the snorkel.
Oh, well, that's right. We had to hear the suck of the snorkel.
Yep. Nothing like hearing the suck.
That's right. They did say roll down the window. So you can hear it. That's right. I did the hot laps on them.
Yeah. Maybe this is it. It's not fun when it goes by you. I will say that. It doesn't say there's TRD, John. Hey, look at that. You've dropped in and we're talking
Thank you
about
for that. That's what he actually said.
Yeah.
He said, you said my name, so I donate.
Thank you, John, for that. I appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and John just picked up the TRD Pro, so you guys need to go watch if you're interested in that. Go watch his videos on that. But I don't know, man. There's just something it lacks, and it's in the engine. And I'm not one of those engine. It was a 4-cylinder, so it's got to suck,
right?
Because I think the Jeep 4-cylinder by far is the best little turbo 2-liter they do. That's a great engine, man. It's peppy, it's great, but something about this just lacks a little bit. And Toyota, man, they're just new refreshing the whole truck lineup, just taking heat after heat about it. But I think the 4-cylinder bros will come around.
Yeah.
I think that.
Well, I think it's like anything else. It's like we've talked about, and I know we're not talking Stellantis right now, but I think it's the same concept. Is I think people are going to come around to the Hurricane. They're very hesitant right now, but I think they'll come around when they realize what the Hurricane has.
Yeah. Here's the TRD Pro. This one was kind of I really did want to take this one off road, but it was towards lunch, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
And we had Tim with a D with us.
Estradol.
And and Tim was doing some some fun videos around it. Here he's standing in the back of it. He's doing a little short or something here.
Oh, he's talking about the trail. He's doing the trailer review on it. He's talking about the trailer, the backup cameras and stuff.
Had the red seats. Love the red seats. Love the red seats. So
yes and no. So like the red seats, but that definitely impacts the rear seating capacity of it.
Well, I mean those special seats, yes, but I'm just saying I like the red color.
Oh, you like the aesthetics of it.
I don't know if I've got
no. Oh no. Then we roll into this one.
Yeah. But would love to. I gotta get with Toyota. I don't know why we cannot get Toyota to give us. We're good friends with Toyotas, our reps, but being in Nashville kind of sucks for press cars for us.
Yeah, which little would you think since California's moving to Nashville? But
now here's one of the shockers of the year.
Yeah.
The GV80, right?
So funny story about this one is we had no plans whatsoever to drive this.
We've driven some Genesis, but never reviewed it.
Yeah. But this one, absolutely impressed with this one. Like this, I would absolutely drive.
The only problem with Genesis is Kia Hyundai, which they have engine issues. Bad issues. Leaks oil like crazy or burns oil like crazy.
But the interior of it is amazing. The overall 100%. Drive of the vehicle is amazing. Like the features you get in this.
This is like BMW. This is a 3-year lease.
Oh, 100%. We could lease
buy it. You don't buy this vehicle.
No. But this is definitely, this is also not, this is not your haul to the ball field type of vehicle. This is this is going to be our family cruiser. This is going to be, we go out to dinner, we go on family trips, those types of things, but it's not to me, it's a
classy vehicle.
Yeah. It's not let me throw my kids softball gear in the back. Like it's capable.
Yeah.
It has the space for it, but that is not this vehicle for me.
Yeah. I was interested in driving the Hurricane, so it had the high output in the 1500 here.
This is the tungsten.
We drove it in the Grand Wagoneer. Loved it, dude. That thing would get up and go in that big heavy thing. But in the truck, I hadn't got to drive it yet. And I took Tim out with me because Tim seems to be a Ram guy anymore. He's got a new RHO coming, and I think he's with the Ram crowd now. But he was nice having Tim. Tim covers full size trucks, especially more than we do. It was nice I told him, sell me on this vehicle. Why should I? And he really did. He had great points to this.
He did. He did a good job. He actually showed the massaging seats and things that I didn't know even existed in this one until he kind of showed us around it. I believe this is the one that we did the fire drill in as well.
No, that was the Toyota.
Oh, sorry. That was the Toyota that we did the fire drill. And if you haven't seen that one, go check it out. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, we got a little short on
that. We've got a short on that, doing the fire drill around it.
Yeah,
to see how quickly we can get in and out of the truck.
Right.
As 3 full-size adults.
Yeah. And then I ended up I went to cover the Bronco Stampede.
Yep.
For a day, drove over there. I got to see IAG and all of our friends with Diabolical and all them. Mark's truck was in the booth with his new wrap. Looked good. And then we're on a plane, Kelly, because we just I'm gonna show this because I'm very proud of this. But I got to take my Lego bag with me to Vegas. Now I had wanted one of these for a while, and I sent Mark and them a photo.
Imagine that
photo of one of these, and then Mark got one, and I was like, not to be outdone, I'm going to get my Lego bag.
Mark got blue and Dave got red,
and they do snap together. Didn't we learn that
they did? We tested it out. I don't know if we ever did a video on it, but we talked about it.
Yeah, but we went to SEMA.
We did.
And John was there. TRD John was there. And damn it, I keep going to these events, and I've only got to in person say hi to John like once. You know, we've talked online many times. John's given me great advice, but I gotta meet John one of these days. But we had a good time. We took the B team. It was their
debut trip.
Yeah, it was their first time getting to go to Vegas, and boy, we did our hotel was perfect. You couldn't ask for for a better. This was our view of the
Yes.
sphere, and then this was our view of the Eiffel
Which
Tower.
hindsight, it was good that we had such a hard time finding this place, because had we been at one of the other 3 places, it would have been at the same place.
Yeah,
And we wouldn't have had this view.
yeah. No, it was a good time. We got to the Toyota concepts were great. The little surf here, I'll bring it up here.
Maximize.
Yeah, the surf content or Forerunner
Concept.
was cool. They should build something like this again. They really should do something to take on Wrangler Broncos.
Mhm.
But I get why it would be low hanging fruit for them. They got better things to do. But the Toyota, there's me and Mark. Let's see. I can find a better picture here.
You and Mark did a lot of walk around the surf.
It's all video. So this was our first into the hall. Of course, John's got a good video on this one here. But no, what I went to see though, Vegas for me after I knew it was going to be there was this bad boy right here, and I still.
Oh, I need to turn that into a reel. I've got the footage.
I'm still would own this vehicle in a heartbeat. Now, this front bumper was awful in person when you saw it's sheet metal. It that wasn't good. I don't care about
it's a concept, Dave.
Yeah. But the rest of this vehicle, build it.
Yeah.
Minus the doors. I mean, you're not going to put holes like that through the doors. But just build this. You can charge Raptor prices. And if you put the 3.5 in this V6 twin turbo V6 that they're putting in the GX 550 version, it's a home run. Crank the horsepower up 480 or 380 somewhere in there, just close enough to Raptor. Still conservative Toyota.
Right, so it's competitive.
Yeah. Sells all day long. That was for me made Vegas worth it. I love it. It's my home screen of my computer.
It wasn't the company that made Vegas. No.
I'm there to work. I'm there to work.
Just remember, I had a good time, Mark and Jess.
I had a great time with them. But Jess was seeing all the celebrities. She was all excited. She got to see Jay Leno.
And Goldberg.
And Goldberg. Yeah, Goldberg interrupted who we were talking to so he could ask questions. Well,
it wasn't him. It was his people.
His PR team could ask questions.
Yes.
Vegas. Oh, here we go. We'll go stop with this one here. This was this was all of our friends.
Yeah.
Like in a photo. We got I can make it bigger. We got the Long MacArthur crew. We've got the Bronco crew. We got the
B team,
Star Wars crew, the B team, in there. And then unfortunately, I'm in that photo. But yeah, no, that's
still sharing it all.
That's what made that.
I was just letting you know.
Stuff like that makes those trips worth it.
Oh, 100%.
As far as content, didn't pay off. SEMA was awful for us as far as kickback, return on investment was not. But that. And I had told y'all this. I said this year it won't do well, but I don't care.
Dave fell in love with Bloody Marys.
I did
when we were in Vegas. We also went to a flight food place where Dave got a flight of tacos. I got a flight of martinis, and we got flights of lots of things.
Yeah. You and Jess did your first video together.
Yeah, we did,
and nobody watched it. Damn it.
Yeah.
Y'all were at Rhino USA.
And I was pretty proud of that damn video.
Jess is an ambassador for them.
She is.
Yeah. And yeah.
She walked us around and answered all the questions I had for
more than Rhino did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it was unfortunate.
Right. The Jeep booth was good, but it was so hidden.
Yeah. We were surprised at its location for sure.
Yeah. There was a couple good things there. Overall, that was a good trip, and then which leads us into where we're at right now, Kelly. We've no more press trips for the year.
Yeah, we are done for the year. We're actually down for softball right now too, which is kind of crazy. Our daughter has an injury right now that we're kind of figuring out how bad it is.
Right.
So tried to see what that will do for our spring, but first prognosis is that she'll be able to play through the spring, and if they have to do anything, it'll be summer.
Yeah.
So that's promising for her freshman year. We're wrapping up our 2024 as a family and trying to plan what we're going to do for 2025.
Well, and first up is Chicago Auto Show.
Yep. First up will be Chicago Auto Show, which is in February or March.
Yep.
February. Is it February?
It's always February.
Well,
And,
sometimes it's towards the
and
back
then
end.
Supercell and whatever press events we get invited to
Yep.
this year. And yeah, it's going to be a crazy 25.
We're hoping.
If you've made it this far, I say thank you, because this was I'm watching
I told you.
the view on this one. But we appreciate you making it to this far. But
Yes.
we've actually went a lot longer than we thought we were going to.
We did. Yeah, because Dave said we're going to do an hour tonight. And I said, I'll believe it when I see it.
We had a lot to talk about this year.
Oh, and we totally missed that Allie and I went to Bronco Off Rodeo. We even talked because that wasn't in your pictures. Yeah, it wasn't in your picture. So Allie and I got to go to Bronco Off Rodeo in Tennessee in October, right before launch, which we had a blast with that, had a great time. Got to really kind of see what it's all about. So, if you guys have questions about Bronco Off Rodeo, I still have a ton of footage that Dave and I need to go through and come up with a video with it, because I just kind of shot it and we just kind of rolled with it. So I've got to kind of tell him and tell the story of what we're doing.
Yeah.
So,
but anyways, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. It seems like we can do that again now. So
yeah.
We can say Merry Christmas. And
happy holidays to you.
Whatever your holiday is, happy holidays to you on that. This is the last one till sometime in January. I'll post up in there. I want to say a special thank you to our Patreon people. And I need to bring this up real quick. And our members as well. I wanted to do that. I needed to have this up.
Douglas Blair. I don't know if you caught it at the very beginning with the Detroit Auto Show, but we won't be there for the Detroit Auto Show because they're making it kind of difficult from a press perspective to make it make sense, because you only get like 4 or 5 hours on Friday and then no more press time until Wednesday. So it kind of ruins the ability to kind of get in. And then what's happening is on that Wednesday, you get 4 or 5 hours that morning, and then it's open to the public. So it's kind of messing with the ability to kind of get good content for you guys, because then there's just going to be people everywhere.
Yeah, and honestly, I hadn't heard of anything.
No, I haven't heard of anything kind of crazy, but unfortunately, that was the plan of what we were going to do. But
and with Douglas Blair, we can say thank you. Douglas Blair is a supporting member over on Patreon.
Thank you.
We greatly appreciate that. We've got Rob Hallmark, which is a supporting member. Who else we got there, Kelly?
Anthony Sparaccio, we have in the house. Yep. Susan Jones.
Yep.
Eric Jefferson. Jim Peterson. Justin Zimmerman. And we have Michael Cooper. We have Laura with Alcione Ford. We have Kevin P. and YouTube Car Spotters Guide. And let's see. We have Steve P. and Chris D. and Mark King. And John Sheeran with
it's Texas Cigar Texan.
Cigar Texan. We probably shouldn't have said his name. Cigar Texan.
Well, you said his name.
You're pointing. Richard Tokarski, helping keep the lights on, of course. Let's see. Just a guy in as well.
You know who that is. That's Andy.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Ramesh Lance, Cody Jameson, David Clare and Archie Garcia. Let's see. Kelly Degler, Andrew Norris, Manuel Moran, and Ronald Strode.
Our buddy from Hawaii.
Yeah. So lots of folks in there in our Patreon membership. And thank
Kelly
you for
Boyd.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Apparently.
When we were setting all that up.
That's right.
Yeah, I want to say special thank you to all the Patreon members. I go over there. I try to do some special stuff for Patreon people. Members get early access to video on here. Not every video, but the ones I can. 27.6 Vikings. There you go. But special thank you to that. And we're trying to figure out something we can do. The Patreon members have said they want patches.
Oh, okay.
So I've been talking.
I know
to
there's
them.
been requests for patches at Supercell too.
So it looks like that's going to happen.
Okay.
So we're going to do some sort of design for ATN patches. But Patreon members are going to get theirs for free. They've all been supporting members, and they're going to get some fun stuff like that. Ford Video Guy, who Long MacArthur, who's a big member on our YouTube channel.
Definitely check out their show tomorrow. It says they're doing theirs tomorrow night. Their recap. Nice. So definitely check them out. But yeah, you'll still see some videos drop.
Yeah, I've got
month,
more videos coming.
But it's just the live Monday nights. We'll be taking just kind of family time and just kind of
this is ad revenue month.
It is.
This is when the ad revenues for YouTube are very high, and then January it tanks.
Yeah.
January and February, really March too, are just bad months for us as far as what the channel makes.
Yeah.
We still do content.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is our Super Bowl.
Yep.
December. Yep. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes.
Yeah.
So whether it be 2-wheel drive,
4-wheel drive.
I don't know anymore if you drive. What if you made it this far? I appreciate it. This has been your All Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd.
I'm Kelly Boyd.
And we're out. Peace, everybody.
See ya.
And I
In
hope you have a
2025.
Merry Christmas.
You too.